Something that a lot of entrepreneurs will say, and including myself, which is, I'll figure it out.
Of course.
Like that sounds like such a simple phrase, but there's so many times where it's like, franchise a business. What do you, McDonald's? You didn't even go to college. You can't do that. Oh, like start an international business, and you can't do that. You know, all these things repeatedly. There's no reason that somebody like me should be able to do that, except that I, time and time again, would say, I'll figure it out. And that's exactly what I do. Well, the thing is, in this day and age, especially with AI now, we have access to so much material. If you were to think about like your grandparents or your great grandparents, and you were to go back in time and say, hey, I'm going to give you this box, and this box will give you access to all of the world's combined knowledge, and you can ask it anything and figure anything out, what will you do with it? And they would say, oh my God, that's like magic, right? Like that's like a genie. Like imagine what I could do with it, right? Well, we all have that now.
I know.
You know, but we don't, but instead we don't use it for what it's capable of. So starting with that question, like, how do I do this? How can I do this? And start looking into it. And with the mindset of I'll figure it out, you just do it step after step. So the first thing I had to do as a business is find a CPA that could do an accounting that is appropriate for a franchise. So you have to have an audited financial statement. Well, the only CPAs that do audited financial statements were the ones that do it for big companies. It was very difficult to find one that did it for a small business like me at the time. But I found one.
Okay.
He was the one guy that did it, right?
You're going to say, I created mine?
No. Oh, but it existed. It took time. Like it took a lot of time. Like no, everyone told me like, you're not going to find somebody that does this. Yeah. It's only the big companies that do it, and they're going to charge you, you know, a fortune, and they only want to work with the large companies. And the reason why is because that CPA then gets his stuff audited by a group of CPAs in order to do it. So it was difficult to find, but that was the first step in it. And it took a lot of time and phone calls and a lot of people saying, no, there's no way you're going to be able to do this. And then I found him. So boom, that thing was checked. Then it was like, okay, I need to have all the contracts and all the franchise agreements and all that stuff written up. And then I need to get registered in states. And it was just making a lot of calls. And then until I found the lawyers that did that and had the experience to do it. And so time and time again, it was just checking the box and figuring it out, and then finding the appropriate person to help me out. And yeah, looking back like a year later after I started it and we had everything in place, it was a lengthy process, but it pulled it off because it just kept moving forward and saying, I'll figure it out.
And that's the theme that you have going on.
That's the theme. I'll figure it out. And that's kind of what's paid off in life, is just, I'll figure it out. Because yeah, you look at something externally and you say, oh my God, that's so big. Like that's such a incredible thing that person pulled off, right? But you're looking at them way down the road, right? Like you look at Apple, this multi-trillion-dollar company, but you go back in time and you look at what they had in the garage, and it was like this wooden box with wires sticking out of it, right? Like that was where they started. And so you can't look at the finished product that somebody else has or where they're at in their journey. You got to start where you're at now and say, I'll figure it out. And then when you get to the next problem, you say, I'll figure it out, and you just keep moving forward.